Welcome back to our Shine Line podcast with our interview with Mayor Tran and our two hosts.
I want to kind of go back. Since we're talking about mental health, you said you liked gardening. That's kind of surprised me, I'm going to be honest. So do you think would you say gardening kind of plays into what you do to kind of calm you down?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because you know why? When you're in nature, you get a lot of clarity in how you think, how you feel. You kind of pull back and reflect.
Yeah.
When I see butterflies flying, when I see dragonflies, birds, all of those are actual natural things that really triggers clarity to what you're doing. So I'm always pulling the weeds out, making sure it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I love my hands into the dirt because that's when I feel most in tune and grounded with where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. I've always had a little interest in plants. I don't really want to talk about myself too much, but I want to be a fashion designer after high school, and before that I wanted to be a botanist, a plant scientist. So I can't have the commitment of making my own garden right now, obviously. So I want to make I want to have I think it's called an eco jar, a jar with an ecosystem in it. I want to start one of those. So I want to ask you, what do you think I should do?
Let me tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
Never underestimate yourself. And don't say to yourself, I don't know if I could pick this or that.
Okay.
Let me tell you, you have the power to do whatever you want to do. Listen to your intuition and where you're feeling in the moment. Because, did I think I was going to be mayor? Did I plan this? No. I wanted to be a third grade teacher since I was a little girl. Even when I went to college and all of that. Like I went to go study to be a teacher. But life experience, and because I had exposure to politics when I was in high school, just being a volunteer, and then I fell into city government by accident. Right. And then I worked there for 14 years in city of San Bernardino.
By accident.
Yes, by accident. I'll tell you. All of that journey in life prepared you for something. It prepared me to be your mayor. Yeah. To be an effective, strong mayor, to know how to move the needle, how to help facilitation of solving problems, how to push progress in the city. So you wanted to be a botanist or a fashion designer or go into fashion. You could do both.
Really good.
You can balance your life. And say, I'm going to go design this, but at the same time in my house, I'm going to have all of this beautiful, herbs and plants that's going to really help ground you.
Like
Does
an
that help?
escape.
Yes, it did. Thank you very much.
You could do both, and you could sell that on the side.
Really good.
You could design your plants and say, I'm going to sell this online and say, hey, would you want this plant? And then you're off designing and,
Right.
wherever you're going.
I'm gonna, just because of this conversation, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna buy a plant. I'm gonna just get like a little house plant and keep it alive in my room.
That'll be your start.
Yes, exactly.
That'll be the start to your garden.
Be inspired every day. Know that you have the power to control your destination.
What was your first job? I want to ask that so bad.
My first job?
Yes.
I remember my first job is Terry Bow. It's off of 40th Street and 40th and Mount Vernon. It's right there. There's a Terry Bow is a Korean fast food. It's mom and pop actually, and I remember serving. And then my first tray that I was serving, it fell to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh! but less, I was young. So that was but they were such great owners. And that was my first job as a cashier, just taking orders. And then, my second job really was when I was volunteering on a political campaign, I became a paid canvasser, helping elect leaders or addressing issue-based in communities. And I did that throughout my, the remainder of my high school into my college years. But again, same time, I wanted to be a third grade teacher. So, but you may not know this, but I started sewing in second grade.
Really?
Yes. So there are families, especially in my culture, sewing was a industry that we would get into, that or doing nails. Okay, or some cultures have different industries that they go into right away because that's what they know. And the only way my family could make money was to go pick up fabric in LA or Eagle Rock or Pomona, bring it home, and then we just sew. And so there's 4 sewing machines since I was 2nd grade. I started learning sew. It's me, my sister, my mom, my dad. And then we have a week or 2 to put the clothes together and we return it, and that's how.
Wow.
I can relate to you on that because my grandma, she used to work at this sewing factory in LA. It was in like this big warehouse.
Yes.
And I would help my uncle unload and load up fabric to bring to her, so then we can sell it.
See, there you go. So you have the understanding of sometimes that's how you make money.
Yeah.
Right.
Humble beginnings.
Following up on the jobs, I wanted to ask you, what are a couple ways that that the city's gonna open up internships and job openings, especially in this oh my god.
Like these tough economic times.
Yeah, exactly. It's because I personally have had a hard time trying to find a job here, especially with everything that's going on in the community and like in the country especially. But I wanted to know, what are internships that are opening or opportunities?
So for the city, we do have a job opportunity link on our website. So again, the website is www.sbcity.org. And if you go to departments, go to human resources. That was where I worked as a former human resources director. And then there's a job opportunities link that you just click and see what jobs or volunteer or internships that are available. You could look at that from the city side, right? But there's also county. But there's also San Bernardino Valley College. Did you know that San Bernardino Valley College have a training development? I believe they're free.
Really?
You just pay some fees to enroll yourself, and they prepare you for jobs to go into companies.
Oh, okay.
So workforce development. We're trying to do more of that. And I know the school district is doing a lot of things that are surrounding the workforce development pathways, right?
Yeah.
So career pathways to prepare you to go into those careers if there's interest. And so we're trying to do more to work with the school district, work with the colleges, and work with the employers in the area. So there's opportunities. It's just how do we push that information out? And again, what you don't know is what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
When you know that that's there, they're like, oh, aha, this is great.
Yeah, that's actually a really good answer, because it's just job openings are just really scarce right now, and I wanted to see like a solution to what's happening.
Thank you. No,
Of course.
absolutely.
No, thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Was it difficult for you to get your first job?
Absolutely, it was difficult. Let me tell you how difficult. So, I kind of mentioned, in high school that I fell into politics, exposure to politics when I was in high school. Do you guys know Key Club?
Say that one more time.
Key Club? It's like a youth version of Kiwanis Club. It's for the high schools. If you establish a Key Club, it's community service driven club.
Oh, okay.
So I was part of Key Club at high school, Cajon High School. And
you went to Cajon?
I went to Cajon High School.
That's where he's from.
Really?
Went to Cajon.
Me and him are both from Cajon.
Okay.
Right. Cajon and I
Cajon and
guess.
Go
I.
Cowboys.
I love it. So I participated in a volunteer civically engagement to volunteer on a campaign in 1999. It was a special congressional campaign. It was for Joe Baca Sr.'s congressional campaign. And when I volunteered as a Key Club, we went out and volunteered to be civically engaged. I met mentors who were working on that campaign. They're political consultant. The name is Sue Burnside, Bubba Scott Nunnery, Dan Senna, Lise Carlin. I just remember these names because they made an impact in my life. I was volunteering. They said, hey, do you want a job? And I said, absolutely. I ended up working as a paid canvasser. Then I followed them, and then I worked on hundreds of campaigns throughout my time, being with them, going into college and so forth. I went to college. I did not want to work in politics. And I want to be a teacher, but post-college, I worked in politics for 2 years, and it's really a hard job. Not hard, it takes a lot of time. It's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, in a sense. Dang. I decided this is not for me.
Yeah.
I came back home. So when I came back home, I was looking for a job. It was hard. And so I resorted to going to a temp agency. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
So it's a temp agency. In this case, for me, I went to Apple One. And I said, I'm looking for a job. Here's my resume. Can you help me? So I seeked help. And they assigned me a temporary assignment with City Hall, San Bernardino City Hall, as the senior secretary to the HR Human Resources Department director. And that's how I mentioned earlier, I fell into by accident. That was how I literally fell into city government and through the temp agency, and I fell in love. And they hired me full time. So there, I saw an opening, a job opening, and I applied, and they hired me full time. So I ended up working there from a senior secretary to the HR director, and I became my youngest director for the HR department 10 years later.
Really?
Yeah, you were meant to be there, Mayor.
That's
I feel like everything pointed you
had
there.
poured me
All
to
the
that
stars perfectly
direction.
aligned
And I didn't know what
everything.
city government was. I didn't know what human resources was. Like, what is this? So remember, when life throws you like, hey, you remember, it's probably meant to be.
Yeah.
Okay? It's experience, right? So I loved it. It served people. It helped people. And so my first job was hard, yes, but I fell into something that was meant to happen, because then I got exposed to city government, and then I realized city government and politics go hand in hand. So my exposure to politics, and I realized that's when I thought. Then I started thinking about when I got to the top, right? You have a seat at the table for decision making. And I said, oh my gosh, there's a lot to do in this community, and I'm getting frustrated. Why are you paying me good money as a director, but I don't see results in this community?
Yeah.
I decided to run for office.
Okay, I like that. I'm not gonna. Kind of gave me chills a little bit.
Felt the aura.
Well, you know what I'm noticing? I'm noticing like a theme or a thread. Because Mayor, you talk a lot about we. I noticed that. You talk a lot about us, we, and doing. I mean, what would you recommend to our young folks? These two young folks that are here and the ones watching. How could they? This is their city.
Yes.
How can they improve their city? What can they do? What can they start to do? Continue doing? By the way, guys, Key Club, you're essentially like a Key Club. Sunshine Crew is like a Key Club. We just don't call it that.
Okay.
But if you notice, it's because it's service oriented, and that's what you guys are doing right now. You're doing a service. I just wanted to throw that in, and then to students watching. So join Sunshine Crew.
Join Sunshine.
What a beautiful segue, because I can't wait to answer this. What can our students do to really help at their community that they live in, right? And let me tell you, the being civically engaged is so critical. And though you cannot vote because you should be 18, but you could register now at 16, so register. So when you turn 18, you immediately get a ballot. Yeah. I would encourage you to to pay attention to your government that's working for you. And when there's election coming up, like there's election coming up in 26, where I'm running for re-election, there's 3 council seats coming up. You have to understand your votes count. When I say your parents, your siblings who are 18 and over, your friends and family and neighbors who are 18 and over, your teachers who can vote. That is a very powerful tool to determine who you want to elect to serve you, to really voice your concerns and apply your concern into action. And let me tell you, give you some data points, and this is why it's so powerful. What I found as I got more exposed to politics at a young age, and then now in city government, and now as an elected official, is that the largest voter bloc, and this is not just the city, this is the city, the county, the state, the nation, the largest voter bloc that are registered to vote is 18 to 35. Largest voter bloc. Mm-hmm. The smallest voter bloc.
I'm sorry, what's voter bloc?
The number of registered voters. So the largest, okay, now I'm going to turn this. Who turns out to vote? What block do you think turns out to vote? Give me an age range.
I'd say like the late 20s.
Okay, what about you?
I want to say older than 25, mostly.
What range? Give me a range.
Older.
You say older than 25, so you're saying 30?
Yeah,
or
30-ish.
30 to what?
30 to 35. I
Okay,
think.
so it's very interesting that you guys say that because at your age, right? How old are you? If you don't
I'm
mind me
18.
18,
17.
17.
You're part of that voter block.
So you guys are not right. Let me tell you why. Because you guys are still in that same voter block that you're saying, which I said just now is the largest voter population, right? 18 to 35. The largest turnout who vote every single time is 69 to 90.
Really?
69 to 90.
That's even older than me.
Lying.
The largest turnout who vote every time to make decisions for all of us. Did you guys hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who makes decisions on all elections is that, and they're the smallest population, registered voters. So what happened? We're not engaging with our youth,
No.
the 1835. We're not igniting them. And that is something that I'm worried. And not only that, where does the power lies? The power lies in you. In the 18 to 35. That voter block, which is the largest, mind you. So say, for instance, the 1835 votes tomorrow. They all vote.
Okay.
They change all leadership like that. If they all vote.
Like you're saying, the
Did you know
entire
that?
population of it from
I didn't
18
know
to
that.
35.
That whole block.
Because right now the block that's deciding is the deciding vote to determine your leadership in office is 69 to 90.
You said that was a smaller.
And
And that's the smallest registered, smallest population.
You have numbers?
I could pull that number.
Okay, well, estimate.
Well, now you're asking me to estimate. So let me give you for this city, okay?
Okay, yeah.
This city is a population of 226,000. 226,000. Registered voters is about 100,000. So less than half
Yeah.
of that
crazy.
226 are registered voters here. And guess what? The turnout, it's about 11% on average.
About 11,000.
11 to 16,000 at
Mm.
max.
bad.
16 to 20. So what does that say?
It's like,
And I'm trying to change that as the mayor. And I did that when I ran because no one gave me the, they thought I would not win. Because who's Helen Tran? Who's this person?
The
Is she an
mayor.
outsider? Is she from the city? Because I was never someone who was always out there
mhm.
Yeah.
in public, but I was always working in
Showing
the community.
results.
I was always, exactly, right? So when I ran, I knew that I had to work harder to reach out to voters. So I was always in the community, just knocking on doors, introducing myself, connecting with people. And that is where the connection of engaging with voters happen, is when you go out there, engage with. And for me, what I realized is that when we engage with voters in person or by phone call, we're directly reaching out to voters, not just by mail, right? You get mailed all these mailers, oh, vote for me or vote for this. But there's no human connection. That's the deciding factor to win in elections. So I hope I inspired you guys to want to run for office one day.
Hey, for surely did put it in my head.
Yeah, because just think
Right.
about it. If you feel that if you have the passion fire, and that's what I started realizing I had, that turns into action.
Mm-hmm.
So we feel like, you know what, I'm tired of this. Turn it to action. So does that help with how you guys can be engaged?
Yeah.
The
It
civic
does.
engagement is where we lack the most, because I feel like, if you really want to turn a city like San Bernardino around, you have to pay attention to who you're electing
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
and
really agree
who's
with that.
in office, and look at what they've done. What's their track record?
Yeah.
They've been off for how long? What have they done?
Mm-hmm.
Right? If
Obviously.
they haven't done much for 2 terms or more, then maybe it's time for change. It's time to give someone an opportunity. To me, democracy is beautiful.
Yeah.
If there's someone better than me running for office and they can really do more than what I'm already doing, beautiful. I'm all good with that.
Yeah.
Because I just want to make sure that we're being served, the city's being served the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And we as a community should agree on that, because looking at like our surroundings right now, it's just change is inevitable. Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everything needs to
absolutely.
change. So I would like to see probably more outreach in the youth, because to be honest, I have never really like been exposed to it like in the city, and especially like meeting you now, it makes me feel inspired, like
Oh
personally.
yeah, for sure.
You guys just ignited something. You know that, right? As the first elected official that you're interviewing, and someone who already is pushing to San Bernardino in the spotlight, because I am literally pushing San Bernardino in the spotlight in the federal level, in the state level, and I am a biggest cheerleader. And so you interviewing me, you're creating an influence to how we can start changing that trajectory, right? So you're already doing it. So when you ask the question, how do you engage our youth to really make an impact in the community? This is it. This is starting. But you've already started by having a podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Good job,
proud
guys.
of yourselves.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Give a little
Bravo.
clap.
Yes. No, this is good because, little did you know, you guys are already igniting your powers.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful to really think about.
Yes.
I have another question.
Of
But
course.
what is one way we can really go out there and help and be involved?
Thank you. Just how I mentioned earlier when I was 17 and someone came to our Key Club meeting and said, hey, would you guys like to be civically engaged and volunteer on a campaign? I mean, that's one way that you could do is to be a volunteer on a campaign that you believe in the leader. You know what? We believe in this candidate who's running for office or running for re-election, whatever the case is. We need to help this person get into office. Volunteer, phone bank, to call voters or knock on doors or really just spread the word in your circle of influence, right? Whether it's your social media. Hey, we need to get this person. Let's vote for this person because this person cares for what we care about, right? There are ways you could do it by pushing folks to vote and ignite them because for the most part, voters vote if they have someone who they trust. Say, you know what? This is who we need to get behind. Here's why. Right?
Yeah.
So we have to do all our part. If we all do our part by saying, educating the voters, especially 1835, right? If y'all can influence your sphere or circle, that's powerful.
Yeah. I think saying it like that, helping ignite our youth into being more involved it seems like such a leadership role to take on. And to be honest, I kind of see myself as a pioneer. I like to lead.
There you
If
go.
that makes sense.
There you go. Now you could lead the voter outreach effort. So get out the vote. So the acronym is GOTV time. Get out the
GOTV
vote.
time.
Get out the vote. Yeah.
As someone who's like finally starting to dip their toe into the adult pool, I can say with confidence I've never cared about voting. And obviously I've wanted to get into it, but I never really wanted to care about politics. I never wanted to actually read up on it. I just wanted to let everything flow because I always had a feeling that my voice alone never mattered. But you're letting me know and you're showing us that as a collective we could make a change.
And you know what? So I just ignited someone like yourself.
For sure you
And
did.
so my hope is that you help ignite others. So if we all ignite our circles, right? The power of where we are at, the power of influence, that's when you start seeing beautiful magic happening and changes in your community in a positive light. And so your vote does matter. And one vote does matter, especially in San Bernardino. There has been incidents where folks win by 3 votes, 8 votes in San Bernardino, especially in San Bernardino.
Heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking because then you're like, oh my God, got so
Right.
close, right? But that is why I tell folks, your vote matters here, especially in this city.
So you said the numbers in this city were about 11,000 who voted out of the 200,000?
So in most cases, it's about 11% of the total registered voters. So the population is 226,000 residents, and it's growing, by the way. Can you imagine when downtown all that's popping?
Right.
You're going to be like, it's growing. And then you have about 100,000 registered voters.
Okay.
Of that, only 11% vote.
Oh.
Very small number.
Very small number.
Very small number, but we have to change that because, and I tell folks whether you vote for me or anyone, please exercise your rights, because that is the power that you have and the beauty of democracy in this country.
What do you think we should do to start seeing that percentage get up?
what we just talked about.
Right.
Start tapping to your circles. Start educating everyone, your families, your friends, your neighbors, everyone.
I remember like a vivid little memory. I was in history class about 2 years ago, and I was just kind of dozing off, like looking at the wall, and it was just a sign telling me to get registered to vote, and I was just like, why? I feel like the promotion should have a little more emphasis. Like, what does registering to vote even mean? I didn't know what that meant until like you told me. Like, I wouldn't ever care, unless I actually kind of have to.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I just feel like there should be, like, it should definitely be pushed out more to the community.
Yes.
I can definitely tell my friends don't care about voting. I don't care about voting.
Until
Definitely
now
yeah.
that you know, interviewed me,
Yeah,
right? And they're like, oh my
exactly.
goodness, the mayor emphasized how important it is.
It's
And
very,
it's very
definitely
true.
important.
It's very true. So just speaking to you as your mayor, it is very, very important. And please do share that.
I will, for sure. I'm gonna go home and tell my roommate.
Yes, please.
Well, and to the two students here and to the students watching, I know I could speak for Sierra High School. We can do our part.
Yeah.
I mean, this school is yours.
Oh, yeah.
You could do things here at school to start. Just to get that awareness, that knowledge. I wanted to make sure that all of you watching and both of you know that, because one day you won't be here. And some people watching won't be here, but future generations can continue to do that.
Sunshine Crew is the way to go. If you
That's
really wanna
right.
Tap in with everything.
That's
I
right.
know.
Right?
All the resources. It's all here.
For sure.
Everything you need. I also wanted to ask. You said that in your second term you were gonna rebuild the downtown area. I wanted to ask you, what does that vision look like? Like, especially
Absolutely.
to us as a community.
So if reelected in June of 2026, which is the primary, or in November, because in San Bernardino there's a primary and then the general election in November. So what does that mean? So in June, if there's more than 2 candidates, then you have to get top 2. Or unless there's one person who wins 50% plus 1 of the votes, can just win outright in the primary. But if they have to go further out to the primary, they go into November election. So for me right now, I'm running unopposed. No one has signed up yet to run against me. But if I do run against someone, that will be determined March of next year, because that's the final filing date. Candidate filing date. So I say that because if reelected in next year in 2026, downtown, in my eyes, and it's not just in my eyes, it's the eyes of the community, because I've heard over and over what they would like to see in downtown. It would be a mixed use. What does mixed use mean? Mixed use mean a mixture of housing, a mixture of dining, shopping, a destination, having. I'm just gonna tell you, a potential indoor water park resort that really spills out into dining, shopping, housing, all of those things, because 60% of Inland Empire residents go to the Wolf's Lodge in Orange County. So can you imagine having
60%?
Yes. It's a high number.
Yeah.
I think 65% of Inland Empire residents go to the Wolf's Lodge indoor water park. So trying to find a destination, right? It could be that, or a sports arena, or whatever the case is. Like, it has to be something with the mixed use around it. Make it a walkable downtown, not so close off some streets where it's walkable, it's safe, right? Can you imagine?
I could.
And then your farmers market, which we have every Tuesday, expand that. So those are things that I see, that I always make sure it's mindful of the community's vision. And so I hear a lot of those things, and I said, okay, this is what it should be.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that, because I see so much potential, and especially because it holds that history of the largest hub city.
Yes.
In the IE.
We are the county seat. When I say that, we are the largest city in the county of San Bernardino, and San Bernardino County is the largest county landmass-wise in the United States. Do you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
San Bernardino County is the largest county in the United States, and we're the county seat. So what are we not doing? And that's what we got to spend our energy on. It's like, we got to stay focused and drive results.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. Especially with the downtown area, it's super closed off, like, especially like in those little shopping areas, there's there's still like the remnants of
Yes,
of the
absolutely. And you could
carousel.
revitalize all that. And by the way, we're near major corridors. We have the train station nearby. We have
Yeah.
the bus station. We have the airport nearby. Connecting all of that, beautiful.
It's actually
know.
perfect.
It's-
Right.
I'm telling you, San Bernardino is on the cusp of greatness. We
Yeah.
are going to be the shining star of the East.
Right.
I would love to see that.
You're going to see it.
Well, remember, and we've been talking about it the whole time. Mayor Tran can't do it by herself.
Yes.
Can't do it by herself,
Yes.
or any mayor for that matter. But so again, the message I kept hearing, throughout the thread, if you will, of the conversation was that it's we,
We.
it's we.
Yeah.
You, especially those you young folks,
Mm-hmm.
18 to 35,
Mhm.
that largest block, you could really make that difference.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is your city. Make it what you want.
We all play our part. We all do our part. Magic happens. I'm going to keep saying that. And I keep telling that to, with the city staff, with our partners, our stakeholders, like we all do our part. Boom, let's go.
Yeah.
It seems like, obviously you told me this position pretty much fell into your lap. So I want to kind of ask you, if you could go back in time and talk to your high school self, what's one thing you would tell yourself? Let's say you had 10 seconds to talk to yourself. What would you say?
Dream big. Like honestly, this is a dream that I would have never thought would happen in my lifetime if I were to go back at your age, right? And that's why I'm telling you guys, don't underestimate yourselves. Don't underestimate yourselves, because you all hold special powers. You all hold special talents. And that is going to show more when you exude confidence about yourself and love yourself, right? And just listen to your intuition and what your talents can show.
We have a counselor here right now. When you said love yourself, we have a counselor here that says on the loudspeaker pretty often, love yourself enough to be a success.
Yes.
And remember, don't let anyone steal your shine. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Very true.
And with that, Mayor Tran, I want to thank you on behalf of Sierra High School, the Sunshine Crew, for being with us. Our host, thank you for being here today and talking with Mayor Tran. And I want to thank you, our viewers, for watching this episode of Shine Line. Thank you, Mayor Tran, and we look forward to having you again.
Anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's an honor.
Awesome.
Yay! Great job.